station. Be the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Discus Lariat!
The huge suplex!
I'll consider it.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from Go Live Vegas Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's hot and toasty. I am Aaron Phillips, coming to you live right here on the panel. To my right, Scott Hosey. To his right, Matt Mullen. To my left, in the steel cage, is our ring boy, Mr. Jason Piper. Gentlemen, how has your post-July 4th holidays been so far?
Nah.
Okay.
Just ducky.
That sums that. Just ducky, yes. We got a nyeh and a just ducky.
Hot.
Hot.
There you go.
All right. Well said, everybody. That took about 10 seconds to kill on the show.
Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next weekend.
Short and precise.
There you go. So anyway, we want to wish everybody, hopefully you had a good and safe July 4th holiday weekend. It is now, July 8th already. We are a couple of days, 8 days into the second half of 2020, and I'm sure each and every one of us, as well as everybody out there, we can't wait for 2020's year to close on December 31st.
I still thought it was the 4th of July because I'm still hearing fireworks.
I know, right?
Hopefully everybody still got their 10 fingers. Yeah.
That's exactly right. All right, hey, before we get started, usual business. If you want to call in and be part of the show, which we hope you do, please give us a call locally within the United States, 702-329-6947. If you're out of the U.S., anywhere in the world, you can dial 855-503-4321. Of course, as always, Twitter is live. We love live tweets. They will appear on screen for us to address, answer, or comment on. Send it with the hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. And as always, chat rooms are being monitored. And if you're in the watch party, hey, feel free to start your own watch party. Share it with your friends and family and tell them
Scotty, beat me up.
There you go. Beam me up, Scotty. So get us a watch party going, or just simply share the link.
I want to say hi to Big Bill Anderson, friend of the show.
Yes.
He's watching.
Big Bill, how are you, sir? Chief is in my chat room already. Kelly Geddes is out there. Kelly, how are you? Jay's out there. We've got a bunch of people. I saw Barry Horowitz. Matt liked the post that you did for tonight's show. Barry Horowitz, right?
That was pretty cool.
There you go. Hopefully
Who lives here?
Is he a Vegas guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Barry O.
We need to get him on the show.
Yeah. Well, when I connected with him, I sent that out there. He said he wasn't ready. He's got things happening, but it'd be great to have him in here at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least on video, if nothing else. 702-329-6947. Good evening, Mr. Piper. He's in the chat room. And that's not to you either, by the way, Jason.
Duh.
Is it time for some rumors?
Sure.
I hear rumors. I hear voices. There we go. Everything's a rumor. Kairi Sane leaving WWE. There's now a possibility she may take a non-wrestling role in Japan, or they will offer a better deal to stay in the States. Well, she made her return to TV this past week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said she might become like an ambassador in Japan, trying to like look for talent in Japan. But if they want to keep her in the ring, they're gonna have to give her some offer that the company in Japan really wants her back. So
I thought she was gone a long time ago and just here because, travel restrictions and things of that nature. Just her, let her go. Sorry.
Well, yeah, Nia Jax doesn't need any more throwing dummies around.
Yeah,
her,
exactly.
right? So,
And having her in a non-wrestling role is probably because of the injuries, because she has sustained quite a few in the last couple years.
yeah.
true.
She's a young gal, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, she's late 20s, maybe?
Yeah.
Right? Started the Kabuki Warriors with Paige, of course, noted in NXT in Japan as well. So, Canada's checking in. Mama Elikis is checking in. She's watching up in Canada. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. You'll notice down on the byline on the screen is some news and headlines within the wrestling world scrolling across your screen, kind of keep you updated. And, of course, is also the reminder, we got some great advertising opportunities. So if you're interested in getting on board, Matt, how can people reach out to us?
You can go to our website, thoughtscountanywhere.com, or email us at info@thoughtscountanywhere.com.
And, of course, our website, which there you see on your screen, is what?
thoughtscountanywhere.com.
And again, yeoman work by Mr. Matt, who's our webmaster for this page, has put it together. And he's done such a great job that I've hired him to work on the Twin Brothers website as well.
There's some other websites you could work on.
I know, that's, some others. Yeah, we
Social
got-
media, too.
So,
There's some people really need
Some
that
people
help.
just got to laugh today.
oh,
Some
my
will
Lord.
unpucker eventually.
Yeah, I know.
Chief, listen, it's what, 3 minutes into the show, and Chief's already on my back. I was actually going to bring my belt tonight,
Call now.
but I just... But I decided not to at the last minute because we had company come over and I forgot. So, Chief, I'll be out of town next week, Chief. The week afterwards, when we come back, I'll have my belt with me, and let's see what you can do right here in studio. There you go.
And I want to say hi to Dino Danelli, who's in our chat room,
Yes.
along with Chad down in Phoenix, who, if we have time, I'd like to show some new product
Sure.
that he is sending up to Power Play.
Right on. Let's make sure we do that. Probably a part of maybe pop
One of
culture,
the-
perhaps,
or
if nothing
one of
else.
the
or
commercials.
mix it
or,
in.
yeah, we'll mix
After
it in.
I've seen them, they're not going to last very long. So go to Power Play Sports as soon as they're available.
At the Boulevard Mall.
Mall.
Or online at...
Power Play.
PowerPlaySports.com.
Turn off his mic.
No, it's not
No.
Power Play Sports. You're wrong.
PowerPlaySportsCollectibles.com.
That's wrong, too.
PowerPlaySportsCards.com.
Say it with some passion, damn it.
Power Play Sports Cards.
You are one pathetic loser.
That's going to get really annoying very
Yes,
fast
it
because
is.
he's going to kill the surprise by
Of all
playing.
the people they'd have put in charge of that thing.
Well, we have to blame Aaron E for that.
Oh, does our cage boy over there, or bird boy, or whatever we want to call him today, does he have the little sound effects machine over there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, great.
Yes. But
Give a kid a toy at Christmas.
if he wears all
Told him
the,
if he finds fart noises, I'm throwing shit at him.
I feel the love.
Gives the kid a toy, but you still got a big name on the intro.
Exactly.
All right, why don't we
on
get
that
down to
name.
business? Our listeners are
well,
gonna
I did try to start
I
that.
know.
So, all right,
Ding,
next
ding.
topic. Rumors are after the NXT leaks last week, they actually filmed 2 different endings. So we will have to see what will actually air tonight during the Great American Bash. Do you buy it or not that they filmed a second one, or are they just trying to puff
Hell no.
over the leak, right?
They're just trying to be like, oh, we could save our ass this way, but some guy blew it and put it on his Instagram story. Like, what would possess you to be like, you got to know they're taping it for something. Why would you, put the ending on your social media? He's lucky he didn't get fired right on the spot.
Yeah?
No comment. from me
Quiet.
right now.
That's right. I know. 'Cause Scott is biting his tongue on certain topics about social. You'll notice tonight, you'll see a trend, an underlying trend on tonight's show. Anytime we
We're
talk
just going
about
to have fun.
talk about social media, it'll be what do they call that? The Easter egg in a show or something
Yeah.
that right?
And I'm sure we got a few other listeners.
I don't think they're going to pop up on the chat room.
So,
Unannounced.
I doubt that they will because they haven't yet. None of them have, for that matter. Okay,
Let's
so anyway,
continue on.
So the panel believes there really was not a second ending film. This is just something to throw off the scent. then.
No,
Yeah.
but I think the after ending will say it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, shall we move on? Next topic.
Yeah.
WWE report. Matt, why don't you get us started with the first topic?
Sasha Banks said on Twitter that her tag team with Bayley was better than Harlem Heat, and tagged Booker T basically to cause some heat with him. And he basically called them out and said they're a good tag team, but they ain't anywhere near Harlem Heat. And then he said Bayley's good at. He said she's not great at anything, but she's good at everything, which I kind of agree. She's good, but she's
She
not.
doesn't have the
great.
it factor.
Yeah, she doesn't have the it factor. She's just there to me.
She doesn't sell merchandise.
Not in her current heel faction.
No,
I mean,
she did when she was
the
a hugger.
hugger. Yeah.
But
all the
now-
little
Now it's like her
girls.
new gear in the belt. It just spells like AEW.
Yes, it
so
does.
I don't know why they even let that happen.
If you notice, she doesn't typically wear the belt anymore because it does. when
It's
you
over
go-
her shoulder, yeah.
If she
it
could just
goes
not have
AEW.
belts in general, that'd be lovely.
Chief asked a question for our opinion in the chat room. Is Rey Mysterio's contract really expired since he's still appearing on TV?
He could be on a handshake deal. He's done business with Vince for, 20 years
There's
now?
a lot of people on handshake deals right now with Vince. That it is what it is, and Ray has seen a lot of injuries. Obviously, it's a work with the eye issue, but needless to say, his day has gone. I mean, his just work in the ring, the 619 when he goes, through the ropes, isn't the same. It hasn't been the same for years. I think that a lot of that is physical, and I think a lot of it's mental too. Because for those who don't know, down in Mexico, there was an unfortunate incident where he did a 619 and killed somebody.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That was...
How long? When? How long ago?
I would say probably 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, I
didn't know
as
that.
time goes by. Yeah, it was unfortunate, and it just the neck went back and broke the person's neck instantly.
Snapped his neck right on the spot.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But he's probably hanging around because of Dominic being involved in the
absolutely.
storyline, right?
Yeah, he's been saying in interviews for years he doesn't want to retire until he does some kind of match with his son to officially pass the torch to his son, because that's what his dad did for him.
Right.
And I did like his comment on Instagram that came out that, first of all, he was in the pool with his wife, unmasked, which a lot of people in WCW days knew,
Right.
he wrestled without a mask at times. But it did say that he wanted his son to carry a legacy but make his own legacy. Don't be Rey Mysterio the third,
Right, right.
and things of that nature. So good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with that. So also noticed today, and I don't know if you had this on there, but they re-signed an NXT wrestler that was released in April. One of the lady, and the name escapes me right now, but I'll look it up during the break. So, all right, next
I'll
topic.
look at our website.
Yeah, there you go. Reports say that Vince McMahon sees Matt Riddle as a young Shawn Michaels because of his rebel mentality.
Oh, that'll make friends in the locker room.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels. That's my pen.
No, it's here on the desk.
Okay. No, Shawn Michaels.
Do we have to talk about stealing?
was a great wrestler and a great character, but early on in his career was not liked at all in the locker room, and I think if I'm not mistaken, somewhere the Undertaker
Yes.
stepped in
about it.
and said, "Look, somebody's gonna kill you."
Well, that and the fact that Taker himself, I believe, said in his
Yeah.
series that he didn't like him at first.
No, a lot of people didn't.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and he seems to go after like the bigger guys like Goldberg and Brock, and just to like antagonize them. I think just to cause like heat with like wrestling, like the wrestling internet community. I think it's mostly based at. But if Vince liking you, and the paychecks that come with it, and the push that'll come with it,
Why not?
Probably a little bit better than
Working for Impact.
competitors not liking you or having to go work
Sure.
for Impact or some horrible
Sure.
place like that.
A lot of former WWE, speaking of Impact, and again, I'm jumping ahead if it's on here.
Not
I
even on
apologize.
here.
But speaking of Impact, though, yeah, I know the Impact report is gone. They have their Slammiversary event coming up July 18th, I believe. A lot of former WWE wrestlers are in the advertisement to appear. Everybody from Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, who else is out there?
EC3.
EC3. A lot of names. Even Rusev was rumored because there was a sight of a Bulgarian flag in one of the advertising pieces. Will that help or hurt Impact by having the former WWE guys? I mean, they have nothing to lose, I guess, in terms of
Anything
the
will help
organization.
at this point.
Oh, there
I
you
just
go.
find it interesting that somebody told the mystery opponent my guess was Bully Ray, and we'll find out that his contract expired.
with ROH.
Yeah.
Now, mystery opponent for the title.
Slammiversary, yeah.
All right. Well, that's another one that they mentioned as well. So we'll see. Next topic. Staying on Rey Mysterio. What with Seth Rollins? Eye for an eye. Got to literally poke someone's eye out of the socket to win. How in God's name? Just the whole concept of that just seems even more far-reaching than any other storyline to win a match, and I've heard in a long time.
Why do I see Carrot Top involved with this?
Yeah, exactly. Mask, right?
Yeah.
The movie, or what are the glasses with the eyeballs on the?
Rubber nose and glasses. Yeah.
Exactly, on the spring. Really. What can come of that?
I don't know. Maybe it's a way to write Rey Mysterio off TV for a while, or if that's really how he's leaving, if his contract's up. But I don't know how they're going to pull that off. When I read that, I was like...
Because you can't really see... I don't really see Seth losing if Mysterio's contract is up and there's a lot of uncertainty, but there's the Dominic factor in this, yes? And can we all take a
If
poll
Dominic
here?
rips dad's eye out,
Right?
that will make some good TV.
Well, yeah,
Why do I
exactly.
see a heel turn with flash paper? Ask Jerry Lawler how that's done, because he used to do it the best.
Yeah.
Him and Sheik.
So
Hulk Hogan don't do it very well.
No, he burns himself.
So the over-under, or yes or no, will probably be 99.9% that Dominic will somehow be involved in this match.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll probably be Ray's send-off, if nothing else. So I think we're all in agreement with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Your thoughts, give us a call, 702-329-6947. We'd love to know what your thoughts are regarding the pay-per-view coming up, Extreme Rules, and your thoughts on some of the matches. As we get closer, possibly next week, we'll talk about the actual matches a little more. I will be out. I will not be here. I'll be on vacation next week, but you guys will talk about it, and we'll get more in depth about that. Okay, with that, we're going to step aside for break number one. We have some messages from sponsors and advertisers here at Power Play Sports is one of them. At Thoughts Count Anywhere on our show, as there's a sister show combination on Go Live Vegas. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine.
What's up, guys? It's Jeff Cobb here. Come check out Power Play Sports Collectibles. Buy some collectibles, buy some wrestling figures, and all that fun stuff.
Hey, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron, Scott, Matt, Jason, Aaron E. We're all here. Give us a call, 702-329-6947. If you're outside the United States, 1-855-502-4321. We're talking about Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Seth Rollins, eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio. Dominic in, Dominic out. Who knows? Love to get your thoughts. Put them into the chat room. Send us a live tweet, man. We know it works. Using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. And last resort, you can always put it on our Facebook page. We'll read your comments. We'll share it. We'll talk about it on the show. Whatever it takes. We want you to be part of the show. All right.
Did you
Thanks, Thomas. I'm reading a message in the
From
chat.
Chief?
Not Chief's message. I'm
Thomas
reading
Burnett.
Thomas Burnett, and then Chief agreed. So you see, Chief is wavering now. He's coming to my side. He agrees with Thomas's comment. Next topic. Otis, my man. Reportedly Vince's new project. What does that actually mean? And is this a good or bad thing for Otis?
I have the same project down at Las Vegas Athletic Club to lose this, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what you're not, you can't, listen, he as in Vince, he balked at Kevin Owens' physique because he wasn't the typical Vince guy with muscles and carved out of marble. But Kevin Owens, he is who he is. Now Otis, listen, if that's part of it, if part of this is a physical change, then he loses a lot of the cuddliness that people love about him, especially with the storyline with Mandy. Why would you want to change him?
I'd cuddle too.
Well, not with
So you're
Otis.
saying
No,
there's
let's clarify that, please.
Yeah, exactly.
With
but-
Mandy, not Otis. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, what does it mean that he's a project for Vince? What does that mean? And what have we seen in the past with guys that Vince McMahon has taken on as a project, good or bad? Do we have other examples of people that Vince took under his wing as a project? Do we have some
I
on
think
good and
that
bad?
turns into like he's gonna like do all the storylines, do all the verbiage, and
Yeah.
he wants to be like in charge of everything like Otis does. Like the people Vince doesn't care about, he's like, oh, they're gonna do this and this. Oh, whatever, I don't care.
If
But I'm
he's
sure
smart,
he's gonna be like one-on-one with Otis. Be like, you're gonna do this, that.
Like a mentorship kind of thing.
yeah.
Either that or it's his way to get closer to Mandy too.
Yes, exactly.
All I know is I got the greatest wife who's sitting there watching Mandy come out, and she goes, "She is absolutely hot. What do you think?" I went, "What?"
What were you talking to me? Were you talking?
I was looking at my phone on Instagram or something.
Historical question?
Yes.
Oh, were you going to say? Oh, he's a
Who's
rhetorical
Instagram?
question. Exactly. Did you see the picture of Mandy in her July 4th one-piece bathing suit on the beach?
God
No.
bless America.
Is there,
Right,
any,
exactly.
is there any picture that Matt hasn't seen of Mandy Moore?
No, but
or
no,
Mandy
that's-
Rose?
Not Mandy Moore. That's the TV show. This Is Us. But yes, when I saw that picture, yes, God bless America. I stood up and saluted in the middle of my living room. My wife said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Don't worry about it. You'll get it later." Don't worry about it.
So what's your new list, Matt? I know there's got to be a change in the listing.
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
So what is it?
Don't look at me like that.
Let's remind everybody.
Who's on your list?
Chris Jericho.
Wow.
I have people watching.
All right, next topic. And I'm trying to save you there, partner.
Yeah, I know.
Yesterday was the anniversary of Hulk Hogan turning heel and forming the NWO for life. What has been your favorite NWO moment?
It would have to be Hogan's heel turn. That was one of the greatest
Swerves
swerves
ever. Yeah,
in history of wrestling.
I agree.
Mine would probably be when they like attacked the backstage at like was it Disney Orlando whenever they were filming over there, and they like spiked Rey Mysterio into the trailer and went
Oh,
off
yeah,
on it.
well,
Like,
right.
everybody thought it was real. People called the cops and
Right. Kevin Nash had him up on his shoulder and threw him into the trailer like he was a dart.
Lawn dart.
Yes, exactly.
I remember when I was watching and they were like, Scotty Riggs isn't breathing, and he started doing like CPR, and I was like, did they really just like kill somebody?
There it is. There's a picture of the man himself. That's it.
With the dyed black beard.
But you know what, though? That was such a look, though, for all of that. You know, I mean, it was...
They revitalized his career, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was the smugness of that whole character now. You know what the biggest thing I remember all the time whenever they appeared in the ring was all the trash that would get thrown into the ring. I mean, that was and the beer, and I mean, just I felt sorry for the guys who had to clean that after a match. It was just so much trash that was thrown at them and at Hogan. But that was probably, it was an iconic moment, not just for the NWO, but really I think the wrestling world, seeing that, you know, eat your vitamins, say your prayers kind of mantra, just get tossed out the window completely.
The all-time, face. Kids love him. I mean, that was a lot of talk with John Cena. Was they were going to turn him heel, and they're like, "This is like a Hogan thing." I mean,
He does too much stuff with
Make-A-Wish
and all
yeah,
that.
exactly.
And they didn't really have I mean, they had Make-A-Wish back in Hogan's day, but they didn't have it out there publicly like they do now
Yeah.
with really all the wrestlers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chief also agrees with Mandy's picture. He too saluted, by the way. Chief also brings up, was Dusty the booker at WCW at that time?
No.
There's the NWO of the four
No,
guys?
that was Bischoff and then later on Vince Russo.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
Bischoff was in charge of that. And for those who don't know Bischoff's, how he got that job is beyond me, because all he was a program seller and a part-time announcer for AWA.
That's right.
Didn't they at one time say that the NWO merchandise sold more than Hulkamania at one time? Scott?
I think it was said, but I don't think they had numbers to back that up, because if you look at all the years of Hulk Hogan action figures and toys for the kids,
The cartoons,
Yeah.
the plush dolls, and all of that.
I had all of it as a kid too,
you still do.
and I buy it all at Power Play Sports
Yes,
cards
exactly.
at the Boulevard Mall.
Wow, what a setup that was,
Yep.
huh? Wow, well done. We need a timpani added to your sound effects back there. There you go. My goodness. Let's see. Philip Campbell agrees the fans treated the ring like a trash can when the NWO was out there.
Yep.
But that was a time that was sort of going opposite the Attitude Era to some degree. So that was WCW's version of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And you look at those storylines that involved Sting, that involved all these other great performers at the time. It was just a crazy time. I've never liked, I'm just kind of going off, but the Sean Waltman, X-Pac, whatever his name was, but I'm sure everybody remembers when he came out as the 1-2-3 Kid, beat Scott Hall that first night on one of the very early Raws. But then we know he had some demons. We know there was other stories involved with him. Just for some reason, he just continues to be what I called at the time, like this cockiness about him. No humbling effect to what wrestling and that NWA thing did for him in his career, in my opinion.
It revitalized his career.
It revitalized it.
Gave him a second chance.
Absolutely. And yet,
Gave Vincent a second, third, fourth, and fifth chance.
and we also can't forget China at some point was also part of the Attitude Era side
Yeah,
to combat, again, the NWO, bring that first female into the faction like the D-Generation X and all of those guys. So it was an interesting battle at the time. So.
And don't forget also, too, that NWO did change factions, and they became the Red and Black Wolf Pack with Sting,
Right.
Lex Luger, Conan, and Kevin Nash and Macho Man.
There you go. So
Then it got convoluted at that time.
Yes, it
yeah.
did.
It
that's
did.
by the time there was like 50 members between both.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
the entire locker room was
And the
involved.
person who got lost in the entire shuffle? You? Any ideas?
No. I'm just. In terms of factions.
No, just during that whole NWO thing. Who got lost in the shuffle?
I'm trying to. I can't think of
No,
who.
I'm drawing a blank.
Goldberg.
The greatest wrestler of all time, in my opinion.
Chris Jericho.
No.
Bret Hart?
Ric Flair.
Oh.
He got pushed aside, and it was unfortunate because that was his waning years. Because
Right.
once he went back to WWE, he was not even a shadow of himself.
Right.
Yeah, so-
Right. Thomas Burnett shares that the NWO started. NWO started just before the Attitude Era. I thought they were sort of.
Yeah,
There may be a little
crossover
crossover,
there, yeah.
but all right. So that's good. I love the Sting and NWO rivalry. Phil Campbell mentions that in the chat room. So that was, listen, those are the days that people yearn for, even now, the NWO, the Attitude Era, all of that stuff, because obviously, and we've talked about it a lot on this show, that today's storylines just don't have that. And forget the empty arena stuff. Just in general, the powerful storylines like those in those days just really don't exist.
I think that was the end of the storylines because if you think about it, Dusty and it just died. I mean, there is no storylines anymore. They went more towards, and WWE has admitted they went more towards Hollywood script writers instead of having talent in the back. The old NWA, AWA, World Class Championship Wrestling, Stampede. They all had bookers that were ex-wrestlers that actually knew how to write wrestling stories. And it doesn't work today.
It's getting too predictable.
I was hoping that Cody wouldn't take, Vern Gagne's place and, putting a belt on himself and, learn something from Dad, but he hasn't learned a thing from Dad, to be honest with you.
I don't think WWE just has the drive of competition anymore to push themselves to have those kind of
They have no
storylines.
competition,
Because
yeah.
AEW's competition to NXT, but it's not competition to Raw, SmackDown,
No.
anything like that. So Vince is in fear of losing anything.
The diehard wrestling fan knows AEW, but they, Cody having the belt looks. We'll talk about belts later,
Yes.
but it just concentrate on the product.
True.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. Hey, by the way, if you're watching on the screen right now, I just want to remind everybody you notice our QR code pop up there on the screen. At any time during the show or playback, just put your QR code scanner on your phone up to it, and it'll take you direct.
It's right over there.
It's where is it? It's right.
See, you still can't get it right.
I know. It's right
over there.
He's doing it now to me. It's right over here. Oh no, it's over here. No, it's over here.
Over here.
Just put your phone up there. It'll take you to our thoughtscountanywhere.com website. Take you direct to it, which you see there on the screen. Speaking of Cody. Yeah, so again, great information on there. Yeoman job by Matt taking care of that for us. So check it out. A lot of hard work's gone into that. So please check it out. And you can also contact us again regarding promotional opportunities with us. With our audience, man, you're reaching a lot of people for pennies on the dollar. So you really should, especially if you have an online business, right? If you have an online business, we're online, you're online. You're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere show online. Should tie it all together, for crying out loud. So a couple of comments I have here in the chat room, actually in my watch party, from Billy Ball down in Texas. She writes, when I mention China, she puts a heart with a sad face, missing her. Today she writes, the storylines are dumb and some are having a hard time finding their niche and sticking to it. She loves AEW. It has that feel to it, she says. So she's an AEW fan. It's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I like AEW.
What's that?
Said I like AEW. I like all the companies. There's some stuff they need to change.
Yeah,
and
with the times, they're doing the best they can.
Absolutely, and that's the part.
I think there's only one company you don't like.
That company that will not be named.
Yes.
Company to be named later.
Who broke my microphone last week? Oh, there, I'll fix it.
Okay, with that, we're going to step aside for our second time out of the night. You are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere on Facebook, on our YouTube channel. GoLive.Vegas, Go Live Vegas mobile app, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope,
all the social media.
All the social media. Actually,
it's all on social
where can they
media.
find the link that has that whole listing thing you put together? That's a great link.
Oh, it's Linktree. It's on our website, and it's also on our Facebook page. It'll take you directly to
all of the connections, right?
All our connections. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. All right. Oh, Billy Ball doesn't like MJF, by the way. All right, we'll be back on the other side of the break. More with Thoughts Count Anywhere right after this.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine.
What's up, guys? It's Jeff Cobb here. Come check out Power Play Sports Collectibles. Buy all the cool memorabilia, maybe some wrestling stuff too.
Welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron, Scott, Matt, Jason, Aaron E. at the board. Shout out to Linden, New Jersey, my hometown. Dear family friend Rita's out there watching right now. Rita, good to see you. Please give regards to the family. Billy Ball is a little disappointed right now in our production because she noticed going into break that the QR code is hiding my sexy leg, according to Billy Ball, and I appreciate that. So,
and you cut out by 1 second.
And we cut.
Aaron E., you need to fix that.
Let's say
Heath Slater.
I know, right? We'll get there. I just want Chief Wood's in there. He's reading JJ's book right now. He states how hard it is to book stuff. And Phil Campbell also says that AEW is doing some interesting things.
Chief is only reading JJ's book now. Chief, I'm so disappointed.
Careful, he'll come after you next, which would be good because it gets me out of the spotlight with him. We keep going back to AEW, and we talked about this very early on when they started. What can they do differently that's going to separate them from WWE that everybody doesn't like? What was it, and how have they been doing it? What is separating them that everybody says that they're doing something different? This is what? I'm not seeing really anything different. Can somebody correct me?
Go.
They were supposed to be like a sports oriented, like it was supposed to be like realer competitive like sports compared to WWE, but it's WWE light.
Right, because
Like they
records
still have the
were,
Orange Cassidys. They have
because records were supposed to matter.
yeah.
I don't hear them talking much about records anymore.
No, they just post about them
Yeah.
once in a while.
On their website, that's about
but
it.
it hasn't really proven anything, has it?
Well, if they want to get their ratings, they need to, find somebody. They have two of them in the back right now with Arn and Tully, who should write the storylines, not Cody. Take the belt off Cody. That whole thing, I'm not going to have a championship match, yada, 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 yada. They should have kept the belt on Jericho for a lot longer, had Moxley chase for a lot longer. And people that don't make a difference in life, like Orange Cassidy, he doesn't sell merchandise. Once again, I sat with some of the smartest people in WWE or past in wrestling history, and they said, pointed across at the restaurant and said, that couple over there, they know what wrestling is. They don't know who XYZ is, but they can tell you who The Rock and John Cena are. Orange Cassidy, he's a niche, okay? A lot of people like him because he's a niche. He's not going to sell action figures to little kids. He's not going to sell a lot of T-shirts outside AEW fans. And unless you get on TV and you can sell that merchandise worldwide, AEW, Tony Khan, you're throwing away your money.
There you go. Well said. All right. Next topic. The return of the man who has kids. This past Monday night, Heath Slater made his return to TV. People thinking it's a one-off because his contract, he was not officially re-signed, but
I guess he got off unemployment, came back for the one match, and then, now he'll get his checks.
yeah,
He's back to $600 a week.
right. Yeah, 17 weeks now and waiting. Anyway, but I'll tell you what, though, he looked good physically because he's been posting stuff that he's been working out, I thought.
Sure, but
Nice little pop to get him back on TV in his T-shirt, free agent. I thought was pretty funny.
That was awesome.
A little back and forth, of course, with Drew McIntyre, 2/3 of 3MB, with, what's his name?
Jinder
Lashley and
Mahal.
everything. Right, Jinder Mahal, who was back and then he hurt himself again and is out another handful of months. But he's another name, though, that has been surfacing to possibly appear on Impact at their Slammiversary show on the 18th.
it won't do anything to help Impact.
No, but I feel bad for him when you look at Drew and you look at Jinder, and look what they were champions.
The 3MB curse is still alive, though.
Yes.
As he gets fired, they go away for like 2 or 3 years, get jacked up, go
What?
on the indies, tear the place up, and they come back and win the WWE title.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, people will say, but Heath Slater had the tag belt a couple of times with Rhino and everything, but you know what? He didn't have the prestige of really of a singles title. And I really liked his character. I liked What About Me? I have kids too. I mean, that's the comedy side.
Yeah.
But I still would like to see him progress. So I wherever he goes, I would love to see him progress a little bit more. So, Chris Chandler says that he's still technically under WWE's contract to the 15th. So absolutely, that I did read. But still, why not have you used him previously and wait until his contract runs out in a week for him to be used? So, all right, next topic. All right, guys, championship belt. You'll see it float across on our website, as it's flashing. But the new U.S. title. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Ick. Looks like a postage stamp.
There, it's right there. I thought it was too much gold. There's not enough color breakup, in my opinion. but-
It's the U.S. belt. It's supposed to have red, white, and blue in it. I like the older belt better.
I should have brought it in tonight.
I don't
That
hate it, but I don't love
better-
it, but I
better
like
than
it.
Big WWE logo.
If it was the WWE, like the Universal title looking thing with like the American flag, I would have
liked it better.
hated it.
Okay,
but
I was gonna say,
now
yeah.
that it has like an eagle on it and it looks like an actual championship belt. I just wish the United States was bigger and the champion was a lot smaller.
There's a picture online I saw late last night of it straight on, and the eagle actually looks like an owl. The big eyes, hoot, hoot, So.
What do you
Somebody's-
think about it, Jason?
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Someone actually posted on Facebook a picture of the U.S. belt, and he actually painted the gold blue above where the WWE is, and it actually looks a lot better. There, I agree with Aaron. There is too much gold on that belt, and there should be more color added to it.
Somebody said the stars on there could also be painted blue, like you said, as an alternative as well, just to get some of that blue in there. But I said it the night we happened to have been at Power Play Sports Monday night when the unveiling happened as we were watching it. I used the word blingy. I just was too blingy. I did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm a traditionalist. That's why I like the older belt. You know,
The one U.S. belt that actually, if it made a comeback, I'd be surprised, but I'd be happy at the same time. The WCW United States belt. That was a gorgeous belt.
Yeah.
Chris Chandler mentioned that in the chat room. He misses the WWC one. He likes it. Tom Spurnett loves the new belt. And by the way, Chief says that he's reading the book for a second time.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. So does JJ.
There you go. All right, next topic. That was weak, dude. Thank you. WWE starting to bring back people that were released back in April. Pat Buck and a couple of other writers were brought back to work out of all those released. And I mentioned, and I wish I could remember her name, but one of the female NXT stars that was released, they just re-signed her back as well. And you'll have to go online and check out who that is. But
I think the intent was to bring them back anyway. They, you know, with the no house shows, no real people spending money out there for, you know, the product is died down, less people in the. Why you've basically furloughed them? You're bringing them back. No surprise.
yeah, but here's the thing: there's people prior to them all coming back that they're not using that were not released. And I'm not talking like a Heath Slater. I mean, I wish I can come up. Like, not only until the last week or two, Ricochet was nowhere to be found. Cedric Alexander was nowhere to be found until the last 2 weeks, right?
That's mind-blowing. They're not using Ricochet. He's like one of the best high flyers.
Yeah.
He
in
might
all
be
of
unemployed
wrestling.
soon, though.
That is nuts.
Why would he be unemployed soon?
Or do you put somebody else on SmackDown? Just saying.
Right on. Billy says that Orange Cassidy is nothing more than an action figure, like
Yeah,
you said.
thank you.
And she also agrees that the belt is generic and blingy all at the same time.
I think the
new
United
belt.
States needed to be bigger and Champion needed to be a little smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great belt if those were switched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that word champion really, and that's the only thing that's blue on that belt
Yeah.
is the word champion. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And we were talking about it Monday. Is Apollo Crews hurt? Because we were wondering why he didn't come out during that segment on Monday, not carrying the new belt or something, and they presented it the way that they did. Is Apollo hurt?
I think there's a lot of testing going on right now in WWE land.
Okay.
And possibly you might need to be away for 14 days.
Okay, I don't know. I mean,
It could
would
be a
just-
strong possibility. You know, they don't want to publicize that too much in Florida.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But it just surprised me that he wasn't part of that segment. All right, next. Keith Lee winning the NXT title. How long before Cross takes him out if he wins?
First chance he
pay-per-view.
gets.
Next pay-per-view.
He's a transitional champion if I've ever seen one.
Wow, there you go. All right, no more needs to be said there. Next topic. Adam Cole said on his Twitch stream that some things have changed and come up work-wise that he will not be available to stream at all next week. Speculation, gentlemen, of what?
I think he's going to the main. I think the Undisputed Era is going to the main roster finally.
Okay.
I honestly think Adam Cole, in my opinion, is the new Shawn Michaels.
Truth.
Yes, I agree.
Vince
long-
at his age maybe got him confused.
Or he could be playing up, up, down, down, and playing Uno.
Yeah.
I was watching that before the show started. That is like the most entertaining thing for some reason is watching Xavier Woods, Cesaro, Tyler Breeze, and Adam Cole play Uno on the computer. The way they talk crap to each other is hysterical.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading Chris's comment, but the problem is Heaven Wildcats doing the titles. I don't know, Chris. You're gonna have to clean that up so I know what you're talking about there, dude.
Wildcat Belts does the belts for WWE.
Oh, is that
Yes.
who it is? Oh,
Yeah.
they're the company?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, guys. All right, next topic. It is 7 years ago today that the creepy Wyatt family, which still scares my daughter to death, by the way, Bray Wyatt, made their debut 7 years ago. First of all, it seems, I can't believe it's 7 years. I mean, it's just like yesterday they debuted, but 7 years, Wyatt family. Did they change? Did Bray Wyatt and that character at that time and that faction change anything about what we see in wrestling today? Well, we have a phone call.
It's Chief.
Yes, it is. Chief, welcome to
I'm a
your
mind
show.
reader.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. What's up, buddy?
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
Good, good, good.
Hey, I really don't have nothing, guys. I just wanted to wish Aaron a happy vacation.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Y'all enjoy your night, but you better bring my damn belt.
You're gonna be in studio in 2 weeks?
I'm going to have your chair next week.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, Chief, we can R-Truth them and go over to Lake Havasu and just
Yeah.
take it.
Hey, enjoy, guys.
Thank you, man.
Great show tonight. Great show.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it, bud.
everybody.
All right, we'll
hope
talk to you.
everybody happy Fourth.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye-bye, guys.
we just got notified that we're having some technical issues with our YouTube channel and really all of the other channels for some reason, with the exception of our Facebook feed right now.
We're having problems
I
with the
wonder
studio.
who did that.
It's the ghost. Trust me, it's the ghost.
That's what they like to call themselves.
I was just I was
Yep.
figuring out how to transition into that, but okay. So we are still good on our Facebook feed, and we appreciate that. So to everybody else who was watching,
My
hopefully
phone
you
just went dead.
hope starting to smoke.
Yes.
Like Mission Impossible. All right, next topic. Although, actually, did you guys even answer my question about the Wyatt family? Like, did it change anything about wrestling to have a faction like that? I mean, obviously, The Fiend has today.
Well, factions always make wrestling entertaining, and obviously, Strowman came out of the Wyatt family,
Right. Eric Rowan still really hasn't done much on his own. And,
No.
of course,
Brody Lee, Luke Harper.
Right, Luke Harper and Brody Lee now over at
Yeah.
AEW.
Hasn't done much either.
I think Bray Wyatt's changed the game for like creative in WWE because he's done a lot. They've given him a lot of creative freedom.
Yep.
If you listen to a lot of interviews of other wrestlers, they always say like Bray Wyatt probably has like one of the best minds for like creatively in the business, and they go to him for advice.
Yeah,
Kind of the new Taker when it comes to character creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really, I mean, The Fiend really is like the only true character right now, I think, using a different moniker.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have The Undertaker anymore. Everybody would be wrestling, pretty much everybody's wrestling under a name, their name, pseudonym, whatever.
Yeah.
The Fiend right now is really the only true character that I can think of, a la The Undertaker.
And, obviously it ran strong in the family. I don't know what happened to the brother, but, for those who don't know.
Don't you believe?
Yeah. Bo Dallas. Yeah, Bo Dallas is his brother, and his dad is,
Mike Rotundo.
Mike Rotundo.
IRS.
which I hated the IRS character. He was much better in NWA when he was Mike Rotundo with Barry Windham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next topic. AEW has started production of a Stone Cold documentary, which will possibly air sometime in December.
A&E.
A&E. I was checking to see if you guys were listening.
Yeah, we were.
That's good.
So all
So somebody else.
Yeah, 10,000 listeners out there.
Hey, my CrossFit coach
the
Jake
Fiend.
Miller's watching. Jake, thank you, sir. Oh, look at that.
I don't think it'll be as good as Taker's because Taker's was so dark in the sense of you didn't know much. Austin, or Steve Williams is his real name. He's pretty much been out there, and the divorces and things like that he had. I don't think there'd be as much interest. It'll be good. I like actually watching his Stone Cold Files or whatever it's called. When he had Taker and Big Show
yeah.
and Flair.
His podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
I think he's already like an open book. If they get
Yeah.
like the right people involved, it'd probably be pretty interesting. But the
Deborah
way the
McMichael?
Undertaker was hidden for so long,
Totally
nothing's
agree.
gonna top that for a while.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Because there's nobody else like that anymore. That's the thing. There's nobody like that had that aura about him where he lived the character 24/7 when he was out and about no matter what. I mean, you just don't have that today. So, all right, next topic. With over 40 cases of COVID in WWE, what do you think it will take for them to actually shut down, if at all, gentlemen?
Why do you think he wasn't there for the belt this week? I think they
Riddle
got
me this, Batman.
Yeah, he's not a real superhero. I really think, honestly, that they have a lot of issues down there, and Chief and I and a few of us here have some friends down there, and be safe. That's all we can say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So will they shut down is the question.
As long as Vince is in charge, they ain't gonna shut down anything unless
No.
it's government enforced. Because Vince Doesn't believe in people being sick. He gets mad if people
falling
sneeze.
from rafters. Show goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chief shares that Mike Rotundo is a grad from Syracuse University, which is absolutely true. My wife also went to Syracuse, and Thomas Burnett's niece and nephew also graduated from Syracuse, which also is one of the
And
most.
your lovely wife ended up with you?
You know what? My mom and dad paid her a lot of money for that. That's why.
We knew it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Knew there was something there.
That's right. All right, that does it for the WWE report. Let's move on to a quick AEW report.
Notice that don't say no impact anymore.
I know that's off the charts there. What could Taz be? What could Taz being game changer announcement be? What's his game changer announcement?
Oh, he said he was going to make an announcement that would change the game of wrestling. Speaking of new belt, it was like the only thing I saw doing a thing. He debuted the FTW belt and gave it to Brian Cage, saying he's like the baddest wrestler on the planet.
No kidding.
Basically just to hype his matchup with Moxley next
Dare I
week.
ask what FTW stands for?
Not if we want to boost this show.
Okay.
Yeah, especially.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
right,
and,
other
Bri-
things
and Brian
tomorrow.
Cage, jacked up gorilla. I mean, he's hurt so many wrestlers out there. He's sort of the Nia Jax.
Is it a true question, or is it going to be a question that's
I
going to
have
get
a
us in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I
if it's
post
a-
the picture?
If it's a good. Okay. Oh, I remember those
Yeah.
guys.
Nunzio,
Nunzio, right?
It's the FBI.
Yeah.
That's right.
the full-blooded Italians.
The full-blooded Italians.
Okay.
Okay.
Next topic.
Jersey Shores.
John Moxley versus Cage moved to Fight for the Fallen next week. And why was that?
Because Renee Young tested positive for COVID, so he got like secondhand exposure.
Even though he
and
tested negative,
He's
though.
tested negative like 3 times already, but just to be on the safe side.
Buys it an extra week.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the general question, who would AEW have to sign that would put them in direct competition with WWE? First of all, is there a chance that AEW would ever become a direct competitor of WWE? Okay.
After some time, possibly. They said the same thing about WCW, and they beat WWE for like 52 weeks straight.
Right.
Yeah, they also had Ted Turner's money, which they have Tony Khan's money, but you know, Ted Turner had the network, being, WTBS, and he had Hogan, he had Flair, he had Sting. I don't see anybody in AEW carrying that moniker, and it just no. It's no way. The best thing they could do is, if they haven't already, sold to Vince and sell the library. And with John and Cage, keep the belt on John. Cage, no. Not worth.
Our graphics are a little behind of our topic there, WWE and the Corona virus picture there. But it's interesting. Even in WWE, though, you said something now that was interesting. That is, who could carry the company now, right? In AEW, who could carry the company? Is there really anybody in WWE that can carry the company today? Because nobody is really being made that way, like the Hogans, like the Cenas, like the Stone Colds and Rocks. Who's carrying the company for WWE even today?
Not really.
Roman and Becky,
Roman
but they're
Roman
both
and
gone.
Becky.
But so you have to take them off the table. So who is holding the mantle right now for WWE, which should in turn make it easier for AEW, in my opinion, to catch up to WWE and be more of a competitor, because neither one of them have a face that can carry the company.
But when your script writing sucks,
Well, that's
you're not
true.
going to keep up with them.
That is true.
I mean, it's real simple. I mean, you've got the Young Bucks is probably the best tag team in the world, and you just keep squashing them. I just don't understand it.
Thomas Burnett corrects it, and I should have said it. It was 82 weeks where WCW beat WWE, because that's the name of
83 weeks is the name of his podcast.
That, right, exactly. It was 83 weeks is the name of the podcast. All right, next topic. We actually have some ROH news. So, Scott, why don't you share this, since you called this a few weeks ago?
Bully Ray's contract is expired. Where do you think he'll go? Impact. Okay, I'm done.
Poor guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Next topic. All right. Before we go into pop culture, why don't we show those pictures of the new items that you have?
Yeah, we have
Why don't
these,
go into
and
that?
by the way, they are already sold. But I will be getting.
They
some
are
more.
sold?
Yeah, they're already sold.
Oh, okay then.
Good God.
But yeah, Chad down in Phoenix. Where are they going to be brought up? There they go.
Takes a few seconds.
Yeah.
Remember,
And granted, we just took some quick pictures or lighting, and that would have been different. But they're shadow boxes, and they have the Funko Pops in there, a nameplate, and an autograph photo.
Whose face is that in the reflection?
That is
taking his
Chad.
pictures?
Yeah,
that is Chad?
Yeah, he's the creator of these. Did
Right
a
on.
great job. So we got some coming into the store. They should be here this week. I've got, they're not signed. We'll get some that are signed, some that are not, but we have a Jordan coming in. The $40 million man, Patrick Mahomes, coming in. I've got a Batman coming in.
Who's going to sign that? Which version of Batman?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
if it's Adam West, that's a top.
And then there's a dual one that we have coming in of Hulk versus Wolverine, and it's got both Pops in it. So,
Right on.
And then we've also already put the order in for the Marc-Andre Fleury and the William Carlson.
Nice.
So yeah,
Very
We've
cool.
got some new merchandise coming down to Power Play Sports Collectibles. Thank you, Chad.
All right. Good job. Those look really cool. All right. Next topic. Let's go to pop culture. Who wants to take the first one?
I will.
Go ahead.
Kanye announced he's running for president. Yeah, okay. Nice try, buddy. You want to throw some money away? It's info@thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Let's advertise your campaign right here and send the money our way.
Elon Musk must have been smoking some really good stuff because he says he's going to back Kanye. Really, dude? Just stop.
Sometimes you're just at a loss for words.
Well, look who he's married to.
Chief wants to know if a killer frame, picture, and all that is coming up so that he can earmark it now.
Unfortunately, we don't have a pop of Carrion.
Not yet? Okay.
I know there's a certain company making a figure of him relatively soon.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
Anything's possible.
Next topic. Who's that? Oh, look at the picture you put on the.
I could say something, but now's not the time.
No, now's not the time whatsoever to do that.
I vote Dwayne Johnson for president.
That I would.
You know
I
what?
absolutely would.
Honestly, if you looked at the big picture nationwide, if Dwayne would actually run for a political office,
would. Yep.
slam dunk, I think he'd win.
I do too.
He's
He
got
would
the
win in a
charisma.
gigantic landslide.
You know, you thought Jesse Ventura would be the upset. No, seriously, he would do, just the charisma and how well spoken, and just he's the it factor.
I totally agree. I would stuff the ballot box if Rock were to run. Who would he? Let's say he runs. Who would you want to see as his vice president?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Mick Foley.
Nah.
Not the Rock and Sock connection. No.
That's what I wanted, right? But Stone Cold. If not, Stone Cold would have to be the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah,
to say the
absolutely,
least,
yeah.
so.
Your Bash press conference.
All right, next topic. Ringo Starr, of the Beatles fame, and who remember he was not the original drummer.
No, Pete Best.
Turns 80.
God bless him.
He's the remaining one with Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
although some believe Paul McCartney's dead, and we're looking at a doppelganger.
No, the wife and I actually saw McCartney here in their last run through, Las Vegas, I guess. Paul is still there, still got the voice. Towards the third hour, his voice got a little weak, and you could tell. But you know what? He is a Beatle. He's a legend,
question.
and so is Ringo.
The Sir
Paul McCartney. Yes.
He was knighted. He was
Out of all the times chasing autographs when they had that show with Love at Mirage, Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney showed up. I've never seen.
Who's that in the background with him? I can't see who the. Oh, okay, gotcha. Peel and those guys are funny. He does a great James Franklin, who's the head coach.
They won't
at
be
Penn
on
State.
anymore.
No.
Ended this show real
Oh
quick.
my goodness, that's right. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I said when we were at the Mirage and
Yes.
they had Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr going into the theater. I've never seen that much security around one person besides the president.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
mean, he's royalty in a lot of different ways,
Yeah.
obviously. So, all right, next topic. We'll try to wrap these up quickly as we're coming to the end. With so many people of Major League Baseball saying they feel unsafe, do we actually think there'll be a Major League Baseball season?
Oh, there will.
They're going to start it.
They're going to
try
start,
it.
and there's not going to be any fans in the stands except in Chicago.
Yeah, I heard
They
that.
are selling the tickets across the street on the rooftops for $350 a piece. God bless the people there.
Right.
But there's going to be a season. There's too much money invested in baseball. It's a money game. And one thing that I mentioned to you, could be a topic for my show this weekend, is I really think with the 60 games that Major League Baseball missed the target market of people being at home and kids, because the average age of a baseball fan is now 52.
Right.
They need to get those kids playing in the streets and that and playing baseball. They should have had the games during the day, because especially West Coast, East Coast, games start at 10 o'clock. Kids are usually in bed by then.
The old story.
I'm in bed by then.
That's right. The old story.
Yeah.
No question. Listen, just like many other items with all that's going on, there is no perfect solution to what's going on. You try your best and you make the best that there can be. But, you have guys like Mike Trout, Buster Posey. You've got all these other guys out there that are saying we're not sure if we're even going to play. Mike Trout's wife is expecting their first child. So
now Chris Bryant's saying it. Aaron Judge is saying it.
I've not
Bryce
heard
Harper's saying it.
Harper, I've heard. I've not heard Aaron Judge say anything yet.
I thought I heard him say something about it because like 4 Yankees have tested positive already.
DJ LeMahieu and Luis Severino came out this week. Our last topic. Patrick Mahomes signs a $400 million 10-year contract. Good, bad for football. What are we talking about?
Fake money, because football contracts aren't guaranteed.
I'm sure he got some of it guaranteed.
Oh, I'm sure. But, when you read a football contract, it's like,
throw for this many yards, you get a couple million. Throw for this, do that.
What did we figure out the other night per game or per something?
It's like $2.5 million a game.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
All right.
I'll send you my bill for the shows.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let's try to get paid. Okay, we are at the end. So the red light is on. That only means that somebody's lurking around the corner. Jason, real quick, final thoughts.
Be safe. Wear the mask. Thank you to first responders.
Matt.
Be safe and stay cool. It's so hot out there, and with people wearing the masks and everything else, I've had to call medical I don't know how many times this week for people falling over and
drink water,
being dehydrated, and
Just
it's
be
like every
careful.
summer people get crazy, and now this mask ain't making it any easier. But keep them to be safe.
Scott, before you go, Aaron has a comment.
I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can this lady run for president?
Got my vote twice.
Who would be her vice president?
Me.
Thomas is right. Thomas Burnett shares that $477 million is guaranteed. His entire contract, according to him, sounds like it's guaranteed for Mahomes.
Great agent, then.
I'm telling you. All right. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Be safe. Be courteous to one another. And before you put something out there, think twice.
Maybe 3 times. Sleep on it.
As
Come back 24 hours later and think, should I hit that send button?
Who was? I could see his face. Cornerback of the Eagles that picked up the football with the Pizarchik Zonka fumble. He was the head coach of the Jets. He's now coaching Arizona State University. Herm Edwards. Don't hit send. It was his comment years ago about social media. All right. With that, I will see everybody. Yeah, Charlotte for vice president. If we have Tesla for president, Charlotte for vice, that's not bad. All right, I will be back in 2 weeks. I will be back with the show in 2 weeks. I will be out of town. These gentlemen and whoever else they decide to come in will hold down the fort for a great show next week, I am sure. Aaron Phillips, Matt, Scott, Jason, and Aaron, as I always like to say now at the end of every show, be kind to everybody. And why is that? We're all we got. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. Thoughts Count Anywhere next time. Have a great week. For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall.
Damas y caballeros, I am Ricardo Rodriguez, and I want every single person out there to watch my very favorite show, Thoughts Counts Anywhere, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m.